here. So.
Okay, we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to summer camp. I am excited that you are joining us tonight. We are going to give it a couple minutes just to let everybody hop on with us. We'll give it a few more minutes. Everybody's starting to join, which is good on this Sunday evening. Yay. We have an awesome, amazing camp counselor with us tonight. You guys are going to love her. I have known Audrey. How long have I known you?
Oh my God. When did you join? Oh no. When did you wait, you've been in Mary Kay how many years?
14. So 2004, I bought my starter kit. 2005, debuted as a director. And then 2012, debuted as a national. So when did I meet you?
06.
06.
With Beverly.
Okay.
In Massachusetts. I came to your meeting and you were scared when I came to your meeting. You're like, oh my God, way too fast.
I was scared of you.
You're like, she talks really.
That is funny. Oh my!
I think I'm making it up, but it's okay.
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah. I'll make it a really funny story. Funny. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started. I know more are going to be joining us, but we are a few minutes after 8. So I just want to go ahead and introduce our fabulous counselor tonight, Audrey Dollar. So you guys listen to how amazing this woman is and all of the just knowledge and wisdom that she is going to pour into you tonight. So Audrey joined Mary Kay in February of 1992 at the age of 18. She debuted as a sales director July 1995. She has earned 13 career cars and is currently driving her 10th pink Cadillac. She completed the Queen's Court of Sales 4 times, the Queen's Court of Recruiting 9 times. She is a double star achiever 10 times, a triple star achiever 2 times. Her unit has completed the Circle of Achievement 19 times, with 10 of those, you guys, being in the $500,000 circle. Her highest year was being in the Circle of Excellence with over $700,000 in retail sales. She has 6 first-line sales directors, 2 DIQs, 3 second-line directors. And before I go any further, you guys, one of the things that just in that piece that stands out to me so much about Audrey is her consistency. Just always being consistent in her performance. And I love that about you, Audrey. Her highest check in 1 month, over $14,000. In fact, $14,735 in just 1 month, you guys. Okay, now here's another one. Here's another part of her accolades that just shows consistency. She has earned 19 gold medals and has been a star consultant for 100 star quarters. She was the monthly Go Give nominee in February of 2016. She was featured with the top sales directors on the Jumbotron in Times Square last Christmas. I loved seeing your picture there, Audrey. That was such an amazing moment. Okay, you guys, give it up virtually. I know you are screaming and excited to hear from Executive Senior Sales Director Audrey Dollar Sagala, representing the Every Dollar Makes a Difference Future National Area. And I have no doubt that that is exactly what is going to happen. You guys are on a path, you're on a mission, and it's so exciting to watch, Audrey. You stand in your power and you working with your people and them partnering with you, because that is how a national area is built. And, you know, if there was ever a time, the time is now. And I'm really cheering you on, and I can't wait for you and Rob to travel the world with Ian and I. So you guys, Audrey Dollar.
Thank you, Diane. I'm so excited. Okay, so I am beyond excited. Thank you, Diane, for putting all this together. You guys, I don't know if you guys understand that, but to have a national do this for like all of Go Give and the whole entire company is a big deal. And, you know, Diane does it because she came from Go Give and she gets it. So I want you to know that this is a huge thing. And Diane, thank you so much for being my friend and for letting me speak to everybody and allowing me to be a part of this amazing, summer camp thing. I just love it. I think it's great. And you guys, I will tell you, me and Diane, sometimes we butt heads a little bit, and I love it about her that we're friends. I'm like, no, man, I'm great. And she's like, well, this is how I think. I'm like, okay, well, she's a national, so I'm going to listen to her. So that's why I love you, Diane, because you say it like it is, and you're my friend, and I can't wait to be up there as a national with you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I told Diane that I'm going to share my story and then share with you guys a little bit about how I became a sales director and what I did differently to make things happen. So as you know, I joined Mary Kay when I was 18. Been using Mary Kay since I was 15. My senior and recruiter still, Sherry Bukowkin, she actually was giving a free facial makeover to my sister, who was having her third baby, my sister Ruby, who's now in heaven. She just had Christine, my niece, and my sister's like, oh, this lady's gonna come here and give me a facial and a makeover. You want to come? I'm like, yeah. I was 15. I'm like, sure. So I go there and I met Sherry, and Sherry at that time was 36 years old, and I was 15. And she was like, in 5 minutes, she's like, you are going to be great at Mary Kay when you turn 18. I was like, okay, whatever that means. So I couldn't afford the skincare, but I wanted it because my skin was very dry. And so I said to her, I'm like, okay, well then, I'll have a party for you. Went home, told my mom I was going to have a Mary Kay party. She's like, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. And my mom was like, okay. So my mom allowed me to have that first Mary Kay party that I postponed 4 times with Sherry. So what I want to share with you tonight is that no matter what happens, you never give up. Because I'm going to share something really great at the end of this about a very successful business person. So no matter what, you never give up. So I would cancel, she'd rebook me. I would cancel. I was 15. I was a kid. When I had that first party for her, I was like, you know what? We made that connection. Started using the product, loved it. I joined Mary Kay at the age of 18. She was going to earn her first company car. She had layered me all those years. I was going to college. I was working. I was doing everything. But she was like, you'd be so great. And I played with Mary Kay for just literally for 3 years. When I got serious with Mary Kay, it was in 1994. And they had this pink power class and I had to earn a company car. And Vivian Diaz was doing it. Now a national, retired national, emeritus, Vivian Diaz, senior national. And she said, bring guests to meetings. I'm like, okay, I'll bring guests to meetings. So I brought 4 guests to this one meeting we were having in October. That one guest from that meeting joined and is still in my unit today, and that is Connie Bruning. And Connie, that year, in 9 months, from October to June, did Queen's Court of Sales. That one person. And when I brought those 4 guests to that event, you guys, true story. Sherry did this magic thing. She would take the guests and they go to this room, and then they'd come back and they would sign up. They would have their agreements. And I'm like, and I actually pulled the agreement out of Connie's hands. I said, Connie, you don't have to join, because she was my best customer. She was my best customer. She would spend $100 a month with me. She was my best customer. And she was like, no, I really want to do it. And she pulled the agreement back out of my hands. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I want to do this. And Sherry goes, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't want her to feel forced. She goes, she's not forced. Meanwhile, she was the one that went on, you guys. And if it wasn't for Connie Bruning and me bringing her to that event, I would not have earned my first company car. And that was the year that it snowed every Wednesday. Every Wednesday it snowed, for God's sakes, like a foot of snow every Wednesday in New York. That was 94 to 95. Crazy. And I literally said to my mother, she's like, people are canceling. I'm like, oh no, it's bad weather. I know. She's like, are you gonna do it? I'm like, yes, I am doing this. I am earning this company car. It is the last thing that I do. I was not gonna not make that happen. I had it in my mind. It was gonna happen. You guys, your words are life. In the Bible, it says, Proverbs 18:21, it says, the tongue has the power of life and death. In Proverbs 18:21, NIV, the tongue has the power of life and death. What are you speaking into your life? I didn't know what I was saying was making a difference. I just knew I was going to earn that company car. I walked around like, crazy person. And whoever was listening, I do it. And I was working this full-time job and I didn't like it. I'd always had a job, but I had this full-time job out of college, and I was a, secretary. I was the girl at the front desk that was answering phones and all that. And I was that girl that was making the coffee and I looked cute with all that. And the girl that I worked for didn't like me, whatever. And I was in Target to earn my car, and she was so against everything that I was doing. And so when I was in process of that, she was in the background trying to get me fired. True story. So when I earned that company car and I was in DIQ, I went from the car to DIQ. So I DIQ'd May 1, my birthday. I had 16 on my team. Mid-June, got fired. 1995, got fired. And the guy that hired me was not the guy that fired me. So the guy that fired me said to me, Audrey, if you want to go talk to Mark, you can go talk to him. I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to him. Because you guys understand this. It was an engineering firm. I'm married to a mechanical engineer. So what happened was the owner, when I walked into his office, he was like, Audrey, I think, you should go this path with Mary Kay. I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. I said, in 1 year, I'll be in my pink car. In 1 year, I'll be in my pink car. I should have said, in 1 year, I'll be in my pink Cadillac. Because, see, guys, back then, we got to get pink Grand Prix. And we had pink cars at the level before Cadillac. And Barbara Sundin, who was my mentor and still is my mentor, didn't like that because they were really cute cars. Like that pink Grand Prix was adorable. And she's like, it's too cute. They're going to want the pink Grand Prix and not the Cadillac. But I wanted that pink car. You guys, if I had said, because granted, your words are everything. If I had said in 1 year, I'll be in my pink Cadillac, I would have been. But my thinking, I couldn't think that big. I could only think to that pink Grand Prix. So I earned that Grand Prix, became a director, finished DIQ in 2 months, went from 16 to 32 in 8 weeks. We did 21,000 in wholesale production in 1995 in May and June. Shut up. Put my director in her Grand Prix, and I went on. And then that first year as a director, that first full year as a director in 95 to 96, earned my first Grand Prix. And then another Grand Prix after that. So back then, you guys, the production was 12,000 wholesale for directors that are watching today. 12,000 wholesale. And then the Cadillac was 16 back then. Had I said, you know what? I'm going to be in a pink Cadillac, that would have happened. And I want to share this with you because your words mean everything. And my whole thing tonight is what you think about, you bring about. What do you believe to be true? Because guess what? If we make it up anyway, why not make it up big? Why not make something up big? My thinking could only be that level. So at that time, when I earned my second Grand Prix, I said to my girlfriend, who was, still my friend, and she was one of my directors at that time. And I said to her, I go, by our 10-year class reunion, I'm going to be in that pink Cadillac. And she's like, you'll do it. And guys, guess what? The fourth company car was the pink Cadillac. And as we were driving to our 10-year class reunion, because of course I was still single, whatever, and we're going to my class, we're in a pink Cadillac. And I was like, Cindy, can you believe we are in the pink Cadillac going? She goes, no, Audrey, you said that was going to be your goal. You guys, can you imagine? Whatever you speak will come into your life. And I know that some of you, and we've got things in our life where, you're in situations where you can't control what's going on. But guess what? You control what goes on in your head. You control where you want to be. And, I have notes here. I'm going to get to my notes real quick. But I want you to really, really understand that everything that you speak, everything that you talk about, you will bring about everything. And I've been talking about national for a long time. And the time is now. I know that. And that's for a whole other conversation. So here's the thing. When I decided to go full-time with Mary Kay to make this thing happen, I decided, number one, not to ever miss a sales meeting. I'm going to be so basic right now, you guys. Never miss a meeting. And at every meeting, I was going to bring a guest to every meeting, no matter what. That was going to be my number one. Number two, I knew I was going to have hold two parties, good parties, full circle parties every single week. Not a party with 2 people or 3 people. It was a party with 5 to 6 to 7 people. I was seeing on the average of 10 new faces a week, every week. I didn't even know what that we didn't even have Power Start then. I didn't even know what that was. I just knew if I saw 10 faces a week and I brought a guest or 2 to every meeting, I knew that I was going to become a sales director. And that at every single skincare class, at every single party that I did, I shared the marketing plan, no matter what. No matter what. And my goal was, number one, to walk out of there with at least $300 in sales, 2 or 3 bookings, and a new team member at every party. Because to me, the party was the guest event. Because honestly, we're in the East Coast and people change their mind like this. And honestly, I don't really care about big guest events as a director. I'm talking to the director. Listen, my event is that skincare class. And if I'm going to do a skincare class, it's going to be an event. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to walk out with a new team member. And my people that are in my unit or in my area, they know the goal is at that skincare class is to have, of course, sales and bookings, referrals, and to get a team member. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with sharing that at every party to share with a team member. So here's what I want to share with you, some things about how words are so important and what you say comes back to you tenfold. So when I was a new sales director and I earned my Grand Prix and I went to seminar and I went to directors meetings and I was very young at that time, I was 22, 23. Here's what directors would say to me. They'd say to me, oh, you're so young. You have so much time. You have so much time. And I'm like, time for what? To build your national area. You have so much time. This is a true story. And I was like, I have so much time. And I let those words go here. I have so much time. I don't have to do this right away. I'm young, because back then there really weren't that many young directors at that time, really, that I knew. Yeah, Lorana Daigle, right? But like it was, so I let those words go in my head. Second thing I let go in my head. I was 24 and I went and saw a financial advisor because I was making a lot of money and I was living at home with my parents. And I sat in this guy's chair and he was, advising me on financial stuff. And he said to me, wow, you're so young. People don't really talk about this, about these things about retirement at your age, at 24. And you're single? Yeah, I'm single. You have so much time. So guess what? I didn't start investing until I was 30. Third thing, which is a good thing. My father said to me, who's now in heaven, my father said to me, Audrey, I'm going to tell you two things. Never rely on anybody to take care of you, and never rely on that job to always keep you. My father said to me, make sure you have your faith, which as a Christian in Jesus Christ, and number two, have a skill. Two things my father said to me. Have a skill and have your faith. He was right. And I will tell you guys, being in the company for 26 years, I had my 23rd anniversary on July 1 of being a director 23 years ago. Shut up. Crazy. But my father, those words that my father said to me, I share with everybody on every marketing call and my events and my meetings, because you know what? It's true. When you have a skill, it will serve you. And when you have your faith, it will save you from everything. And so think about those things. And so tonight, guys, what I want to share with you, and I want to and give some thoughts of you, because I know you're like, oh, well, what's the good booking script? Listen, I'm not doing that tonight. Go online, go on InTouch. What I want to tell you is that, you know what? If you have a goal, go for it. You need to have a mentor and you need a coach. I'm glad that Diane is my coach. I'm glad that she has stuck with me, even though I know I pissed her off sometimes, but she has stuck with me through a lot of things. And she still is there for me. And I'm glad that I've got people in my area that still stick with me, even though I know I've pissed them off a little bit, but you know what? When you have that relationship, you need to have someone that you can go to. You need to have a coach to mentor you, to get you to the next step. If you're not holding yourself accountable to anybody, that's a problem. You have to be accountable to somebody. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I'm not sure. Everybody's different. We got Boxer, we got everything, but hold yourself accountable. And you know what? Do what you say you're going to do. I'm going to say it again. Do what you say you're going to do. If it's one thing that I can speak for every director on this call that are listening in the video, and I know I can say for Diane too, do what you say you're going to do. Because they will come, there's times where you're like, oh my God, it's just crazy. But you know what? If you say you're going to do it, do it. And if you can't, then verbalize it. Don't make an excuse. Because we all can make excuses why we can't do things or we can't be where we want to be. But you know what, you guys? The bottom line is that if you have that goal and it is so clear cut, and you've shared it with your director, with your national, with your sister girl, whoever, the only thing that's stopping you is you. That's it. That's it. And if I look back when my sister went to heaven in 2010, I look back when me and Rob went through all our stuff. That's a whole other conversation. And I could have made excuses. But you know what? When people say to me, Audrey, how did you get to that stuff? I had bills to pay. I have a mortgage to pay, credit card debt. which I don't have anymore. Thank God, I'm debt free. Thank you, Jesus, as of 2 years ago. But you guys, think about it. People say to me, because I had bills to pay. I don't stop working because something happened. Or my mom, was in the hospital of all of 2015, pretty much. I kept working. Or when my dad was on hospice, I kept working. Or when I had to go and be there overnight with my dad, I kept working. Not to the weight that I wanted to, but I kept working because I had bills to pay. So I don't want to hear this like, well, because, here's the thing. If you have a problem and you got drama and then, you don't even work, now you got two problems. You have no money and, you have this other problem. Like there's always going to be something in your life. So where do you want to be? And you know what, guys? It's a true story. We were on this call for Go Give. I forget who the speaker was, but we had to make this goal poster. I hadn't made a goal poster forever. So I had this goal poster to my right. And the one thing came true. Well, two things came true. But the one thing about taking my husband to Ireland, and we're not Irish, but we're going to Ireland in September. And I'm paying for it. Shut up. So like there's me and Rob, and there's a picture. It's really funny. I'll show it to you guys later. But like that is my goal. And I haven't made a goal poster in, oh my God, probably, sorry, Diane, probably 10 years. Of like a real goal poster, because I'm like, well, why? There were so many things going on with my family and my mom and my dad. But guys, here's the thing. If you don't get real with where you want to be, why be here? Like, where do you want to be in this business? Where do you want to be? What is the one thing that's stopping you to getting you to that next step? What is that one thing? And you know what? Are you willing to admit that one thing to your mentor, to your director, to your national? Because really, there's only one thing that's stopping you. I know what mine is. I'm not sharing it here, but I know what mine is, right? And as long as we know it and we admit it, then we can move forward from it, right? What is that one thing? Because guess what? You can have whatever you want. And the way the company is right now to become a sales director, this company ring, listen, I love this ring. I wear this all the time. It is really pretty, Diane. Me and Diane are the same diamond ring, but I'm not wearing that one. But this ring, you want this ring. Diane's got the ring that I have downstairs. But you want this ring, you guys, because guess what? Becoming a sales director right now, changing your future for your family, changing the financial thing for your family, what would that do for you? And the way it is, 13,500, oh my God, and only 24 active. Like, my God, when I became a director, it was 30 active people. Guys, it was hard. Now it's like piece of cake. And what would be different in your life to get to that level as a sales director? But it all starts up here. And do you feel like you're worthy of getting that position as a director? Because I think about that as being a national. Am I worthy of getting to that position? And I struggle with that. I do, and I pray about that. And so, you guys, I'm working through that right along with you. And I went back to reading the Prayer of Jabez again, that book, the Prayer of Jabez. It's a great book. You might want to read it. It really teaches you how to ask God to bless you because he wants to bless you. And when I was looking back, I was telling Diane, my senior, Sherry, gave me this newsletter. This is like a thing from seminar in 1992. They used to do like this little newsletter, like paper or whatever. And then I was reading things in here about how Mary Kay was. Mary Kay was so into, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, like whatever it was. And she was not afraid to share her faith. And you guys, I'm not either. And so here's the thing. Figure out where you want to be. Figure out where you want to go. Number one, make that decision. Talk to your director. Talk to your national. Write it down. Put it on paper because nothing is going to come into your life unless you first write it down. Nothing. And you know what? Your subconscious mind only sees things in pictures. You have to have pictures of where you want to be all over your house. Like I have this picture here. So this is, you can't really see it, but anyway, it's my baby grand piano, and it's a beautiful apartment or house, whatever, overlooking the water. Me and Rob will have a house like this one day. We will. Like whatever you put out there, it's going to come back to you tenfold. And so I know I'm all over the place, but I want to share this last thing with you. Hold on. So we're not going to talk about politics, but I'm going to tell you, Ross Perot, let me just tell you his biography. Listen, it's a true story. So he used to, according to Sam Weil, Perot quickly became a top employee at IBM. In fact, 1 year he fulfilled his annual sales quota in mere 2 weeks. Yet when he tried to pitch his sales ideas to supervisors, he was largely ignored. This led him to leave IBM in 1962 to found Electronic Data Systems, EDS. To get the business going, he attempted to sell the products to large corporations for his data processing services. Perot was refused 77 times before he was giving his first contract. He is now worth $4.2 billion. If he's still alive, I have no idea. But here's the story. Motivation. Never give up. You may have been turned down by 10 prospects in one day, but that 11th phone call will be the one that helps you score your business deal of the quarter. In sales, the ability to develop is to develop tough skin and pick yourself up after losses or disappointments. So listen, you guys, my senior and my recruiter, Sherry Bukowkin, recruited me at the age of 18. Sherry has earned over $150,000 on what I've done in 26 years. I'm one person. Think about it. Had she had not been, on me and, mentoring me and all that, you guys, I would not be where I am today. And I would not have what I have with my area today. My area has retailed over $22 million in retail sales since 1995. Shut up. So here's the thing. Share with your director and your national where you want to be and what are your goals, and make your goal poster. Because guess what, guys, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So that's all I got, Diane. I'm excited. That's all I got. I'm excited. Thank you for having me on the call. You said 30 minutes. I did 30 minutes.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And I know everybody's going to have so many ahas and so many takeaways from just hearing you. But, I loved what you drove home about. How are you speaking? And especially at this time, at the beginning of a brand new seminar year, your words are your life. And what are you speaking into your life? I love that you shared that, as having a skill and faith, that a skill will serve you and faith will save you. Love that. I loved that what we do, it's not about the how. It's not about the script. The how will show up in the process. You can learn everything that you want to know. And it's really what you shared really builds on what I was talking about last week and how you think. And I love that you talked about you need a coach or a mentor. You need accountability. And, usually a coach or a mentor, and what I love that you talked about is that, a coach and a mentor is not usually going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, right? Because that's their job, is to try to test your mind and to grow you. And so often when people resist and get mad, what is it a reflection of?
I know.
Yeah. And, I love that you said, do what you say you're going to do, because so often I think we let ourselves off the hook. And I also loved when you talked about life happening and not using life as a reason to not work. And because it creates another problem. There were so many great takeaways, Audrey, in that short span of time. And it's just further evidence of who you are and who you are called to be. And I'm excited to watch you guys all pull it all together this year. It's time. It is your year. Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. Well, you guys, thanks for tuning in. And I will look forward to hearing you. Actually not hearing you because I can't see you or hear you, but I can see the numbers so I can see whether you're on. So I will look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Have a powerful week. Have a powerful second week of July in this new seminar year.